Hey Valhalla Avid students, this is Mrs. Russell here with a video tutorial on how to fill out your tutorial form, otherwise known as the TRF. Now, you all have tutorial Zooms every single Tuesday and Thursday. If you are in first period, your Zoom starts at 10. If you are in third period, your Zoom starts at 11:30. But before you can start your tutorial, you need to fill out your tutorial form, otherwise known as the TRF. To access it, go to your Week 2 folder under your Avid class in Schoology. So once you access your Week 2 folder, otherwise known as the Quarter 1 Week 2 folder, you will go to your weekly unit plan. This is what it looks like right here. Once you get into your weekly unit plan, scroll on down to Tuesday, and you will find a link to your tutorial form. Notice it says complete this tutorial form before each tutorial begins. Go ahead and click on that link, and that will take you over to, your tutorial form. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out as if I were a student so that you kind of know what to expect when you fill it out yourself. So you're going to begin by filling out your name. And you all, if you're the type that likes to have things printed, you can absolutely print it out and fill it out that way, or you can just do it right on this form. So you're going to go ahead and fill out your name. Then you're going to write what period you're in. Let's say you're in period 1. And then you are going to write the date. So today, while I'm doing this form, the date is the 13th. So I put 8/13/20. Then you're going to put your subject. Now, I'm going to put math. because math is a tough subject for me, so I'm going to put integrated math, 1. Okay, what are you confused by? So for me, start of the year, we're probably working on our algebraic equations. So I might say I am confused on how to get the variable by itself when solving an equation. Okay, so I would type that that's what I'm confused by, and that's why I'm here today. I would have to write about key academic vocabulary that I know for this subject. So I know the definition of a variable. A variable is a symbol that functions as a placeholder for a value I don't know yet. Okay, another definition that I know on this topic is equation, right? An equation is a mathematical statement that has two expressions separated by an equal sign. All right, moving on. What I know about my question. I know I need to get the x by itself. I don't know how to, but I know that I need to do that. I know that I need to solve for x. So there's some things that I know about my problem. Now, what is my actual problem? I'm just going to make one up. 3x plus 7 equals 2. So there's my actual problem. And then down here, I'm going to write where I get stuck. Okay, oops, I put an equal sign there. That should be a plus. All right, so 3x plus 7 equals 2. So this is where I get stuck. I'm going to go ahead and do as much as I can. So 3x plus 7 equals 2. And then I know my next step is to subtract the 7. So I would go 3x, and this is why it might be a good idea to print it out, because it's kind of hard to express these equations on a Google Doc. But if you don't want to print it out, that's fine. So I know that I need to subtract 7, and then that's going to give me 3x equals a -5. And that's where I get stuck. Okay, so then I would just leave it like that. Then I am ready to come to my tutorial. When I begin my tutorial on Tuesday, if I'm in first period, my tutorial would be at 10 o'clock. I would need to have this whole portion, just this first page. I would need to have this first page done before the tutorial started, because when we come to our tutorials, Mrs. Russell is going to figure out who is in each subject, right? How many integrated math 1 kids do I have? How many integrated math 2 students do I have? How many history students do I have? And if you haven't done your tutorial form yet, you're not going to know which subject or group you need to be in, because you're like, well, I don't really have a question, so I don't know what group I need to be in. You have to come to your tutorial with this form filled out. It would be the same thing in class. I do not let students through the door unless they have their TRF filled out. Okay, so you need to have this filled out before the tutorial starts, and it makes it go a lot faster. It makes it a lot easier for me as I put students into their groups based on subject. So then when you get to your tutorial, your tutor is going to ask for proof that you filled out this TRF. So I would recommend just like taking a photo of it on your phone, because your guys are going to have your videos on. Just take a photo of it on your phone and then hold it up to the screen and be like, hey, here's my form. You can see that I filled it out, so that your tutor knows that you have done the form before the tutorial, and they are going to keep track of those points as the tutorial goes on. So they're going to ask everyone in the group, do you have your form? You're going to show them evidence that you've done your form, and then they will put a check mark next to your name that you have filled out your form. At the end of the tutorial, you will move on to page 2, which is the reflection. It looks like this. It's going to ask you, what was your point of confusion, or what was your question? What you learned about your point of confusion, what new understanding you gained, and why that learning is important. How does it connect to previous learning experiences, and what you found meaningful about today's tutorial session. So when all of that is done, okay, when the tutorial is over, this form will be due 10 minutes from the time the tutorial is over, okay? And I can check time submissions. So 10 minutes from the end of the tutorial, you need to have this form filled out and turned in. And that is how you are going to get credit for participating in the tutorial, in addition to the points that your tutor will be giving you as the tutorial goes on. Okay? So to review, before the tutorial begins, fill out this tutorial worksheet. Make sure you take a photo of it so that you can prove to your tutor that you have filled out the worksheet. If you printed it out, then you can just hold up the actual worksheet to the camera, okay? Number 3, when the tutorial is done, you need to remember to fill out the reflection. And number 4, you need to turn this in back on your weekly unit plan. You will see it underneath Tuesday and Thursday. There will be a form to turn this in. Make sure you turn it in within 10 minutes of the tutorial ending. So I hope that clarified a little bit on what to expect for the tutorial worksheet and what to expect for our tutorials. I will see you all on Tuesday, and we'll get started. Bye, guys.